Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Kelsey Stafford. I am the marketing manager here at ANKOM. With me, I have Scott Gialli, our technical service and product support specialist, and Nick Tadesh, our technical sales of North America. We're happy you're here, and we're going to have a pre-recorded presentation for you regarding our top service procedures and FAQs for the A2000. Right now, we have your mics muted to avoid background noise, and throughout the presentation, feel free to write down your questions in the chat box. I'll pull that up in a moment. And at the end of the presentation, we will hop back on and answer all the questions you have, and let's get started.
We're going to start with the instrument overview of the ANKOM A2000 fiber analyzer, which is a closed system that provides increased automation in the determination of crude fiber, acid detergent fiber, and neutral detergent fiber. The A2000 also allows for custom runs, which you can adjust your acid, base, and rinse times, eliminate acid runs, base runs, increase the amount of rinses, and also adjust your rinse times. The instrument is used for a broad range of sample types. The ANKOM A2000 is also used for the NFTA and AFCO check sample programs. The A2000 automatically adds solutions and rinses and requires no technician during the run. The instrument does batch processing, allowing you to run 1 to 24 samples per run. The A2000 is made of high quality materials. Our goal is to create a product that is long lasting, durable, reliable, and easy to maintain. Periodic maintenance instructions are included in our manuals to help ensure your instrument runs smoothly without interruption. Also on ANKOM's website, there are service procedures that are provided under the technical support section to walk you through the maintenance of our instrument. We're going to start now by going through our periodic maintenance and the top service procedures to be aware of on the A2000 and show you short videos of each procedure found on our website. We're going to start by doing the A and B valve cleaning, which is necessary on the A2000 weekly or daily depending on the use. If the valves aren't cleaned properly, the instrument will not allow the chemicals to flow into the vessel, causing instrument faults. We can start by showing you the video for the A and B valve cleaning. We're now going to go over the agitation system check, which checks the motor RPMs, the Kynar tip, and the height of the bag suspender. Now we're going to go over the agitator, packing, maintenance, and nut adjustment, which will ensure longevity and reliability of the instrument. Now we're going to discuss the packing and agitator replacement after you've done the necessary maintenance. The packing and agitator will have to be replaced after several thousand hours of use, or if the instrument hasn't been properly maintained. In this video, it will show you how to inspect your bag suspender. It is important to inspect your bag suspender because it is critical for the extraction of your samples. Let's start the video. Now we're going to go over the level sensor cleaning of your A2000. The level sensor is what controls the level when filling and also draining the vessel. Those were the top service procedures that we just went over, but there are several more found on ANKOM's website under the A2000 and technical service. Now we're going to go over the most frequently asked questions on the A2000. The first is drain problem, check sensor, which refers back to the service procedure with cleaning the level sensor. Your level sensor will get dirty over time and requires some maintenance, cleaning it with denatured alcohol and a cotton swab. The next fault that some people see on their instrument is a cold rinse used. This typically happens when people forget to turn on their hot water heater, or the hot water heater has been adjusted below the ideal setting on the hot water heater. It is required that you have 50 degrees Celsius water for a crude fiber run and above 70 degrees Celsius for acid and neutral detergents. The next filling problem is typically a cube tainer that has not been refilled and doesn't have enough chemicals to fill to the level sensor. Also, this can be caused if the valves have not been flushed regularly. It may require you to flush your valves or fill your cube tainer. The first I would check is filling your cube tainer and make sure it's full enough to fill your vessel. After you refill your cube tainer or check your valves to make sure that they're working properly, you can hit start on the instrument and it will start you back to where you left off. There is no reason to restart your instrument. If your controller comes up and you see 4 dashes on it, typically this means you had a power surge or your controller is corroded. You can try to slide your controller out of the instrument by simply grabbing the controller and sliding out of its housing. Sometimes sliding the controller in and out will resolve the problem. If you did have a power surge, typically you will need to replace your controller. These were the top FAQs with the A2000. Again, there are several more found on ANKOM's website under the A2000 technical service.
All right, well, thank you, everyone. That was our presentation and overview. We are going to now open it up to questions. I see a couple people are starting to type in already. Please feel free to type in your questions as we go, and we'll just kind of answer them as they come in. I'm going to hand it over to Scott so he can start to go through your questions.
Can you order the packing tool? You certainly can. It's part number Z541. You can call or order it right on our website.
As far as add-on capacity, there isn't. It's 22 samples and 2 blanks per run. So if you need more capacity, you would just have to go the second and or third or more instrument if you're going to be running that many samples. What sample matrix would you recommend extending acid and base times? I'm not aware of any. The method calls for strict adherence to the times that are programmed in there. So I don't believe that you would want to extend the time for digestion. You wouldn't be running the method correctly if you did that. So just stick with the programs on the A2000A as written.
The solids that you see in your A05 inner tube assembly, you can get rid of those if you flush the machine on a daily basis. In the manual, it says to flush weekly or when you're done using it at the end of the week, but typically I've been recommending to flush the tubes daily when you're done with the instrument. It keeps the tubes clean and then you don't see any of that buildup happen. You can replace that tube. The part is A05 and you can order it on our website or call ANKOM. No, it doesn't mean that there's a problem with the packing nut. It's basically we run a timer on the A2000, just letting you know that this is the typical time that you need to adjust your packing nut. Typically, you won't even see a leak at this time, but it's just a reminder that you should check your packing. Check your packing, and you don't have to do it immediately. Within a day or two is what would be the best timing.
Does the amylase have to come up to temp for using for the NDIP procedure? Well, I think not really, because you're going to dilute it in water. So you're going to put, you're going to fill that amylase dispenser up with water, say 3/4 of the way, and put 2 capfuls in there. As long as the amylase is able to be dissolved in that water, it'll come up to temperature. Even if you got cold water, it'll be fine. Once it hits that vessel, it'll be warm enough within a matter of minutes. So no, you don't have to bring it up to room temperature.
Typically, you should never have to change your solenoid valves. Seals. If you flush the valves regularly, there is a service procedure found on our website for cleaning the valves, and the valves should last indefinitely. There should not be any reason to change the valve seals.
Are all the service videos located on the website? I only see the packing instruction video under video library. That's a good question. I don't know that they're all on there yet. Some of these are pretty new.
Yeah, several of these are fairly new, so they are not on the website currently. However, we're happy to share a link with you to any or all. Feel free to reach out and I can send them to you. All right, well, if there aren't any other questions, we can wrap up. We can follow up afterwards. If there are any questions you'd rather reach out individually on, please feel free to email myself, Kelsey. You all should have my email. You can email Nick or Scott as well. And we thank you for joining us.
Yep, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.